so let's firstly look at where we have low relative spend with the supplier and where but the attractiveness of the account is high. Okay, so this is called develop, this box. Okay, let's move along to high relative spend and also high attractiveness of account, and this is called core. Okay, now then, let's look from an attractiveness perspective, low attractiveness of account and low relative spend. So down here, you are called a nuisance. Okay, and where there's low attractiveness and high relative spend, then this box is called exploitable. And I'll talk about the meanings in a bit. Okay, so we've got the four boxes: develop, core, nuisance, and exploitable. So as I said earlier, the basic premise of this model is that the more attractive your company is to the supplier, and the higher your relative spend, the better the service that you're likely to get. The more access to resources and better resources you're likely to get, you're more likely to get favourable terms and also access to that really important innovation also. There's a flaw with this model though, because we look at this supplier preferencing through our own minds. Okay, so we're just making an assessment, an estimate, if you will, on what the supplier might think of us. So when doing this, it's best to get perspectives of colleagues as well, so you get a kind of more rounded perspective. But even then, it's still an internal view of what the suppliers might think. So there is a fair bit of guesswork to it. But I think it's really, really useful to just start thinking about how you can become more attractive to the supplier if you perceive your situation as being risky. Talking of which, let's have a look at these boxes. So let's have a look at the nuisance quadrant here. So this is low relative spend, and also your account is very unattractive to the supplier. It's got a low level of attractiveness. Okay, so not a huge, low relative spend, low attractiveness. You're a nuisance. What might this mean then from the service that the supplier is going to give you? Well, if you're in the nuisance box, okay, because you've got low spend, the supplier could take the position of they don't care about whether they have your business or not. Okay, they could just exit, make a run for it without any care in the world. From a servicing perspective, they're unlikely to allocate the best resources, or maybe any resources at all, to your account, and it's not something that they believe is going to grow and develop over time. So this is a really, really risky box to be in. Okay, so similarly, moving across, so we're still on low attractiveness of account, but now our relative spend is high. So in this box, the exploitable box, you're still not attractive to the supplier. Okay, you're still not attractive to the supplier. You have a high spend, so therefore the supplier is likely to try and squeeze every inch of margin out of you. They're likely to not give you great service, not give you great quality, not give you their best resources. They're just going to use you as a cash cow and frankly milk your company for all the profit they can get, hence the term exploitable. So I think from those explanations you can see that both of these two boxes are very, very risky to be in. If you find yourself down there, you need to get yourself out and think of ways how you can move yourself upwards toward develop and core. And I'll come on to cover those later on.